Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you an effective treatment that you can do at home on a loved one who's come down with a cold. The characteristics of their cold are productive cough, runny nose, maybe fever, body aches, chills, and they've been sick for at least 1 day. So this is a bigger fight than the fight if you're just catching the cold. The aim of this treatment is to strengthen the lungs and support the immune system so that your body can kick out the phlegm and the mucus and help you recover quickly. I'd like you to imagine that your lungs are like a tree in the rainforest, and that tree needs a lot of circulation and oxygen and moisture. So the points that we want to stimulate help moisten and nourish the lungs. I know it sounds a little weird, but this is kind of the essence of traditional Chinese medicine. So this point on the hand is called Longten, and it's right on the palm of the thumb. And this point can be very sensitive whether you're sick or not, but stimulating it can really help strengthen the lungs and expel some of the dryness and the heat, which would be a dry cough or sore throat. And it feels good when you can massage both the pinky and the thumb at the same time. The thumb is really the point that we're stimulating. After you're finished using your thumb to massage that point, Longten, it's good to run your fingers down the entire palm or aspect of the hand and into the fingers. That's good for clearing more heat. The next point we're going to stimulate is called Longfive, and whereas the last point we thought of a canopy, a tree canopy, now we're going to kind of think of a swamp. We don't want a lot of fluid and heat to get stuck in this point. So by massaging this point, we're clearing some swampiness from fever and mucus. This point is found at the crook of the elbow. Notice how I dropped my thumb over from the lateral portion of the elbow into the middle of the elbow, and my thumb finds this nice depression. Quite honestly, this point doesn't feel great when you stimulate it. It's not as good as the point on the thumb, but it is very effective for clearing mucus. So what I'm doing here is stimulating Longten and Longfive at the same time. So give it a try. The next point we're going to do is called large intestine 10, and the essence of that point is stimulating the immune system. This is called 3-arm mile. Back in the day, if you stimulated this point along with a point on the leg called 3-leg mile, you got apparently 3 more miles of walking. So that's pretty great. You're going to find this point by putting your 2 fingers at the crook of the elbow, and then right below that, between the 2 muscle bellies, is your point location. When you place your thumb into the point, it should feel tender and can be very tender, so be careful with how much pressure you're applying. It's good to spend a few minutes just stimulating the point with your thumb. You can do small circles, you can hold steady pressure. Both are good. Those are considered tonifying, and that's what we want to do. We want to support the immune system. Other points we've been draining by wiping downwards. This is more of a steady pressure. The next point we're going to do is called large intestine 4. If I had the choice of doing only one point as a treatment on anybody at any time, this would be my point. This point is super effective for reducing pain from fever, headaches. It's also good for just any kind of downward movement. I'd like to think of this point as like either boulders falling down a hill or water rushing down a hill. It's very powerful and very draining. So this point is found on the hand between the thumb and the forefinger. When you squish the thumb and the forefinger together, there's like a point on the pad of the thumb that is the highest. And from there, you can slip your thumb right into it and apply steady pressure. You can also use your opposite hand to massage the hand at the same time. This is all kind of nuanced, but the main thing I want you to know is where that point is located and how to stimulate it. This point can have steady, constant pressure and is very good for people for reducing pain, like I mentioned. The next point we're going to work on is called Sanjiao 5. It doesn't really feel great to massage, but it has a very strong therapeutic effect for clearing heat in the body. So this is specifically for somebody with fever, maybe toothache, or very intense musculoskeletal pain around the head, neck, shoulders. This is a very good point for that. And this point is located 2 finger breadths above the wrist, up the forearm, and it's going to be between the 2 bones. So if you notice, the thumb is dropping into that spot, and the person doesn't necessarily feel good or bad when you push this point, but like I mentioned, it is very therapeutic. So in this case, I'm stimulating Sanjiao 5 and large intestine 4 at the same time, and that is extremely effective for clearing heat and reducing pain from headaches and musculoskeletal pain. So now that we've worked on strengthening the immune system, strengthening the lungs, reducing the phlegm, and clearing heat, which could be fever, sore throat, now we're going to work on increasing the circulation in the lungs and helping disperse any stagnant qi or any mucus, which would be stagnant qi and phlegm. Just like the point can be like a downward rushing river or a swamp or a tree in a canopy, this action is kind of like getting a very rhythmic drum beat on somebody's back. So you're going to place them down, turn their head to the side so they're comfortable, and we're going to start by wiping. Then what you're going to do is cup your hands, and you're going to apply this steady cupping pressure to their back. Try not to hit their spine, and this is really good for dispersing any mucus. Well, there you have it. That's a nice little treatment. And any time you spend with a loved one who's under the weather is a very therapeutic time for them and for you as well, because it feels good to contribute to their healing. And don't worry if you don't master this today. It's something that takes a long time to practice, but just putting your hands on somebody and applying the healing touch and having the intention of them getting better goes a really long way in the healing process. So if you got some benefit from this video, please share and like and subscribe today. If you have any other suggestions of what you'd like to see more of, shoot me an email. YouTube turned off my comments, so send me an email and I'll get back to you. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon.